I'm a happily married woman, and I tell women all the time not to get married. You know why? Because I was 24 when I got married. I was a baby. My frontal lobe was not fully developed. I didn't know anything. I got lucky. Okay? I got lucky, and I've been transparent about that from the get-go. Because statistically speaking, we know how women end up in most cis-het relationships, okay? It ain't good for them. It's not good for them. I got lucky, okay? I got lucky. At 24, you think I knew what I was looking for in a good husband and a good life partner?
All right, y'all. So I saw this TikTok pop up on my feed. And this woman says, I'm happily married and I tell women not to get married. So she claims that she's gotten lucky. She's lucky and she was 24 when she got married. She basically took a risk and she was successful. So you mean to tell me, ma'am, that you would not want anyone else to take that risk because they may not get lucky? Does that sound like someone who is encouraging a young woman to live her life to the fullest and to approach life with good faith? Or does that sound like someone who is wanting to store up all the goodness for themselves and leave none for everybody else? I don't know. I saw this and I was like, this is an interesting video because I saw this quote a long time ago and it's so true. But it was talking about how life is hard, and you get to choose your hard. It's hard to have a job. It's hard not to have a job. It's hard to get married and be married. It's hard to be single. It's hard to work out consistently, and it's hard to not work out consistently. Life is hard, and you get to choose your hard. And so for whatever reason, videos like this have been popping up on my TikTok where I'm seeing women bash marriage, where I'm seeing women bash men. And I'm just like, no, marriage is a gift from God. It's a holy covenant. It's something to aspire to be in with someone who is your God-given spouse. And it's beautiful. And it can give you a sense of purpose and meaning that you may not get when you're single, right? And so I don't know why, but I think we're living in a strange time where women are being encouraged to stay single and to not experience life. And in life, you take risks, and some risks work out for the best and some risks don't, But as Dennis Prager talked about, it's better to have been married than to have not. And if you don't know who Dennis Prager is, he is a conservative commentator. You should check him out. And he talked about this probably like a year or two ago. And I thought it was great advice because somebody had called into his show and they're like, hey, I don't know if I want to get married because what if I get hurt? What if, it doesn't work out? What if this happens? What if that? And he's like, it's better to have done it than to not. You're living life to the fullest. And a husband is a choice. He's somebody you get to choose. And so let's keep watching it.
And who would eventually be a good father to my children? No, I sure didn't. But I can look back 14 years ago as a woman, as a married mother who has a great marriage, who has an equitable partner. I can now
What is an equitable partner? Somebody please let me know what she means by that.
tell women.
Haven't heard of that before.
Listen to the married woman. Listen to the happily married woman. If I'm happily married and I'm telling you, don't do it, it's not worth it, what do you think an unhappily married woman is going to tell you? It's not. For most women, it's not worth it. Because for most women, you will end up doing the majority of the domestic labor and the child care. You'll probably still end up working. And then you'll outgrow your husband. That is the unfortunate truth of it.
And especially in the United States, marriage is really seen as this sort of relationship that's just supposed to make you happy and it's all about you and everything. But that's not how I view marriage because I believe that marriage is about service. It's about more than just you. It's really about your family. And so if you get into marriage with unrealistic expectations, what she's saying may be true for you, where you get in there and you realize it's not what you expected. But if you understand marriage is about responsibility and it's about duty, then I think you'll be all right, you know?
You want to sit here and tell women that they can't share this information to other women because they're married? Shut up. Shut up, dude. Okay? You want to listen to a single person? This is the same thing. Like, if I was single and telling women this, you would tell me I was bitter and single and lonely. I'm not. I've been happily married for 12 years, and I wouldn't recommend it. Because that's coming from a very, very privileged place. Because most women don't have what I have, okay? So listen to the married women, the happily married women that are telling you, don't do it, babe. It ain't worth it. Because your chances are you're not going to get lucky like me. That's just, it is what it is.
I don't know. Am I the only one who sees this as a little bit out there? You know, like, really, ma'am?
But don't sit here and say we can't teach about patriarchal things if we're married.
I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously because I know marriage is a gift from God and it's such a blessing. And I've seen so many people in my family be blessed because of marriage. I've seen even people that I look up to be blessed, and I'm just like, no, it depends on who you choose. And it's a choice you make. Go pick up 23 Types of Guys You Might Meet on Social Media by Janice Hilton. That's a great book to check out. That'll teach you about how to decipher between men, the men that you meet, you know? Also, another good book to check out is 10 Years a Girlfriend. I think How Not to Be 10 Years a Girlfriend. I think that's what it's called. It's by Janice Hilton. There are resources out there and coaches out there that can teach women how to identify a good husband for them. Because one thing that she is right about is there are a lot of women who get into marriage and they shouldn't have married that person. And then they become what Janice Hilton talks about, which is a naked wife. And so I get what she's saying to a certain point as far as, you know, a lot of women don't end up in a good situation, but it's because they chose the wrong person a lot of times. Or something happened. There's more than that story, usually, I would think. But then again, a relationship takes two. I think it's better to have been married than to have not gotten married because you're afraid of marriage. So anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts about that. Saw that video and I was like, interesting. This could be a conversation. Now, I want to play another video for you of a woman who's on the opposite end of this, okay? And I want to hear your thoughts about this, all right?
I struggle.
Okay, hold on.
I'm in my mid-30s, and I struggle so much to connect with women who have partners that are providers. I know this about myself. There's a level of envy, in a way. I'm envious of them. And I struggle to empathize a lot of the times. Like, I really do. Because it's literally just me. Like, I have to keep a roof over my head. I have to keep up with my health. I have to keep up with my happiness. I have to keep up with my dog. I know that's first world problems. But just, like, all these things I'm doing by myself. And I know there are a lot of people out there that can relate. And as humans, we are not meant to be individual creatures. We haven't evolved past that. We are still meant to be communal. And we are meant to be in groups and herds and in packs. And
So this woman says, I'm in my mid-30s, and she says, HATW, I think she might have meant to say, she hates being single, and she hates living alone. So this woman is sharing a different perspective. She's talking about the other side of it. So you have one woman who is saying, she's married, she's happily married, but she doesn't recommend other women get married. And then you have this woman who is saying she doesn't like being single. And it's, she realizes that we weren't made to be alone. And the Bible even says that two is better than one. And so I think it's very important to Watch who you listen to. Read the word of God. If you really want to understand God's design for marriage. And marriage is supposed to resemble Christ's relationship with the church. Christ died for the church. And ladies, if you are ever dating somebody and you want to evaluate if they're marriage material, the best thing you can do is insert their name into Psalms 23. Because as a believer, as a Christian woman, my desire and so many Christian women's desire should be to marry a Psalms 23 husband. I did a video over that a long time ago. But I just, I want to continue to watch this, hear your thoughts about it.
To be in your mid-30s doing all of this stuff, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it's so crazy when I think about it because growing up, I was taught, you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. You definitely don't depend on a man. Like, that was a whole spiel that was ingrained over and over and over.
And it's
again.
wrong.
And I'm on my 5th, 6th apartment in New York City by myself. And that was a goal. That was always like, get your own space, take care of yourself. I'm gonna tell you right now, in my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I hate it. I'm a communal person. I like being around people. I sleep better when I'm around people, whether it's my family, my close friends. I hate being by myself. And so I'm at this weird place where I'm just like, what do I do? I don't know. And
I appreciate this woman's honesty. And I think women in your 20s need to be aware of stories like this. Because when you're in your 20s, you're in the prime of your life. Don't let a heartbreak, don't let a breakup stop you from going after what you really want out of life. If you want to be married, continue to allow God to shape you into the wife that he desires you to be in a relationship with the husband he has for you. Because the Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And so you are going to be a blessing in a man's life. I think it's just very important to have realistic expectations of what it means to be a wife. Okay, and that comes with responsibilities. And I think where the last lady went wrong in the conversation is maybe she could have approached the conversation differently by talking about the importance of understanding your role as a wife. Because a lot of women say they understand the role of a husband, which is to be a provider, a protector, a professor of love, and, obviously be willing to lay his life down for you and your family. But then a lot of women don't understand what it means to be a wife and to be a helpmate. And so the other lady, if you were listening to what she was saying, and I probably should have commentated on this when we were still on that video, but it ties all together. What she was talking about was, well, the woman's she's going to clean. She's going to take care of this. She's going to take care of the kids. We know that stuff. But don't you think it's better for a woman to be married and taking care of her children in the home and being able to relax in her femininity and get those things done as she should with her husband? Or do you think that woman should become a single mother just so she avoids marriage? Do you see what I mean? And we already see an issue, especially in the Black community, where more women are comfortable being a single mother than they are being a wife. And I think it's because of women like the previous video we watched. And so I just wanted to kind of commentate on that. Let's continue watching what she has to say.
No, I just know if I had a partner that was helping me balance out this stuff, I would free up so much mental and emotional capacity to accomplish and get done all of these things that I have constantly in my mind, these ideas. I have so many ideas that could be life-changing, not just for me, but and not just for my family even. I know it could change my family's life, but for society. I have all these ideas, but I'm by myself, and I can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. And it's crazy to try to accept that or come to terms with that. But I'm not beating myself up about it because I'm human, and again, humans are meant to be communal. We are meant to thrive in community. And again, we haven't evolved past that. I don't know why people don't get that. We haven't evolved past that. So everybody's like, oh, block this person, don't communicate. Yeah, and then you get isolated. And then what?
If you come across any TikToks that you want me to react to, feel free to email them to me at thetameranealyshow@gmail.com, and I'll look at them because I want to talk more about some of these social issues going on, because I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, Lord, I don't know if I always like doing these reactions and things like that. It kind of dawned on me. I'm like, well, these are the conversations that are happening in culture. And I want to be able to impact culture. And I think that we're doing that on the Tamera Nealy show. And we're sharing different perspectives because I'm kind of sick of seeing women belittle men. I'm tired of seeing women devalue the importance of a relationship. Relationships, in my experience, have been a big blessing in my life. Are relationships easy? No. What relationship is? Especially when you've got two people involved. It takes work. And a lot of people just aren't willing to put in the work, or something happens and they allow themselves to become bitter. And that's the thing, is you've got to allow relationships to make you better. And I think so many women in their young 20s are giving up on relationships way too soon. So what, that relationship didn't work out? You got to have a little bit of tough skin. And Kevin Samuels talked about that. Which he used to give great advice to women. But he talked about that. You've got to have tough skin. Brush it off, move on, learn from it. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for joining today's show. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you're aware when new videos go up. I love you guys so much, and you'll hear from me soon, okay?